Do you often find yourself being too hard on yourself? We all have an inner voice, a constant companion that can guide us, inspire us, or at times pull us down. This voice can be a powerful tool, but it can also be a relentless critic. Today, we're going to explore how to recognize when your inner voice is not being your ally. It's important to identify when that voice turns cruel and starts hindering your progress. Let's delve into the signs that your inner voice may be more of a critic than a cheerleader. Firstly, a cruel inner voice often shows up as constant self-criticism. This voice can relentlessly comment on everything you do, making you feel as if you're constantly under a microscope. It's like having a stern judge living inside your mind, ready to pounce on every small mistake or misstep. Whether you're simply having a bad hair day or you've made a minor error at work, this inner critic doesn't hold back. It's always there, highlighting your flaws and undermining your confidence. Let's say, for instance, you're learning a new skill. Instead of celebrating your progress, this voice might only focus on what you're yet to master. It can make you feel as if you're never good enough, no matter how hard you try. This relentless self-criticism can be exhausting and demoralizing, dampening your enthusiasm and hindering your growth. If you're always hearing negative commentary, it could be a sign of a cruel inner voice. Secondly, a cruel inner voice often leads you to compare yourself unfavorably to others. It's a voice that thrives on comparison, constantly measuring your worth against that of your friends, colleagues, or even celebrities. It's like carrying around a yardstick in your mind, always ready to measure yourself short of someone else's accomplishments. For instance, you might find yourself feeling inferior to a friend who just bought a new house, even though you're perfectly content in your own home. Or perhaps you're constantly comparing your career progression to that of your colleagues, even though you're satisfied with your current job. And let's not forget those glamorous celebrities who seem to have it all, making you feel inadequate in your own life, no matter how fulfilled you might be. This constant comparison can lead to feelings of inadequacy, making you believe that you're always a step behind everyone else. Remember, it's your journey, not a race. If you're always measuring yourself against others, your inner voice might be cruel. Thirdly, a cruel inner voice has a tendency to dismiss positives and focus on negatives. This is a subtle but damaging trait. Imagine you've just completed a project you've been tirelessly working on, or perhaps you've received a compliment on your work. Instead of basking in the glow of achievement, your inner voice starts to downplay your accomplishment. It whispers to you that it was just luck or not that big a deal. This is your inner critic attempting to steal your thunder. It's a master of minimizing your achievements and magnifying your faults. It convinces you that your victories are flukes and your positive qualities are insignificant. This voice keeps you from fully experiencing and acknowledging your worth. Remember, each achievement, no matter how small, is a testament to your abilities and hard work. Your qualities and victories deserve to be celebrated, not dismissed. If you're quick to dismiss your successes, it's a sign that your inner voice might need some taming. Fourthly, a cruel inner voice often drives unhealthy perfectionism. This relentless taskmaster pushes you towards unrealistic standards, whispering that anything less than perfect is a failure. Imagine this scenario. You've worked tirelessly on a project, but instead of celebrating your hard work, you're left feeling unsatisfied. You see the tiniest flaws, not the big picture. Or consider this. You've set high standards for yourself, and when you fall short, you're engulfed by a sense of failure. These are classic signs of unhealthy perfectionism, where the inner voice is not a supportive coach, but a harsh critic. It's important to recognize these signs and understand that striving for excellence is commendable, but obsessing over perfection can be damaging. If you're always striving for unattainable perfection, it's time to check in with your inner voice. Lastly, a cruel inner voice often instills a deep fear of failure. It's like a shadow that lurks, whispering that you're not good enough, that you'll mess up, that it's safer not to try. This fear can be so powerful that it paralyzes you, keeping you from daring to venture into new experiences or opportunities. Imagine turning down a chance to learn a new language or to start a business because your inner voice convinces you that you'll fail. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, where the fear of failure becomes a roadblock to your growth and potential. Remember, failure is a part of life, a stepping stone to success and not a dead end. If you're held back by fear of failure, it's a clear sign your inner voice is being too hard on you. In conclusion, a cruel inner voice can be identified through constant criticism, comparing yourself to others, dismissing positives, unhealthy perfectionism, and fear of failure. Recognizing these signs is crucial. Seek professional help and practice self-love and positive affirmations. Remember, your inner voice should be your biggest cheerleader, not your harshest critic.